Recording this at 12:45 a.m. May 26th on Memorial Day. And the reason why I'm recording this, the reason why there's no anything happening back here, is because this is not me giving up by any means, or this is not a I'm quitting or whatever. Well, on just a human level, aren't you guys tired of this? Like, aren't you tired of just constantly, constantly, constantly blaming people for shit that they have no responsibility for? Are you tired of constantly attacking people for being trans or queer or not white or whatever, just because your favorite content creator tells you or the news sources tell you, like on some real human shit, like person to person? How have you lost any semblance of empathy? I try, and I will continue to try to educate people through this channel, through games, through whatever I can, that at the end of the day, you blaming the ills of society on people just trying to live is insanity. How can you know what brought this on, honestly? I saw a tweet of a literal Nazi, okay? But regardless, I saw a tweet of this guy bragging about someone took their own life. A trans person took their own life, and his only response was, LOL, like this loser blocked me before they killed themselves, before I could say something. And then goes on to say it's a mental illness and whatever. Like, why have we gotten to a point people are so emboldened to say shit like that? And to get responses that are like big upping it, people who are liking it. Every time you guys put out this kind of rhetoric, every single time, when real people, not people in video games, when real people are dying, and you see shit like this, or you see these apolitical people who are just like, well, I just want to talk about games. Who cares about stuff? People with empathy care. People care. I guess this is a short video to remind you guys that people do care. It is not all doom and gloom. It is not all these nihilistic, uneducated assholes who would rather make money saying that the real problem in video games is that women have too many rights, or queer people exist, or black people, or DEI, or trans people. Okay? There is more of us than there is of them. This whole let's be apathetic because you're too pussy to have feelings is bullshit, and I will not stand for that. I'm so tired of people. Listen, I'll say names. People like Asmongold, people like fucking Legendary Drops, people like that loser ass Andy Pants. These people who have no fucking convictions about anything, who are so spineless that they will just sit here and regurgitate the same rhetoric that's causing people to kill themselves because LOL farming, LOL skill issue, LOL look at me. I have no discernible talent, so I must placate the basis of people. They're too afraid to be actual human beings. They much rather be pieces of shit. And make no mistake, those are pieces of shit. I will stand 10 toes on that. They're so afraid of being a decent human being. And what's worse, they want you guys to be just as bad as them. They want you to be the worst version of yourself. I don't want that. I don't want that for anyone. They want you to be the worst version. Every single grift I've ever talked about, they want you to be the worst, most angriest version of yourself so they can just continue to make money. They are no different than all the capitalists who would rather see the entire planet burn, who would rather see people die in the streets, or they would give them a penny for them to have basic incomes so they can live and have fulfilling lives. They would rather everyone dies so they get an extra dollar. Just remember that next time you guys come to someone's comment section calling a trans person a pedophile, calling a queer person a degenerate because you don't agree with their lifestyle, the people who are telling you that don't give a fuck about you. Okay? They don't give a flying fuck about you. They do not care if you die. They do not care if you're able to feed yourselves. They do not care if you're able to clothe yourselves, if your family's okay. They don't give a fucking shit about that. Asmongold will tell you that straight up. He doesn't give a fuck about you. All he cares about is making money. All these people care about is making money. And they will say whatever it takes. You don't believe me? Go to my fucking playlist. Watch what they say, and then like just 3 minutes later, switch it around. They will say whatever they want to say in order to get money from you. And the easiest way to get money from you is to make you angry. Because when you're angry, you're stupid. And when you're stupid, you'll do stupid shit. You'll do stupid shit. How many times have you seen those guys say the most hateful shit to women, and then the women be like, is this you? And then suddenly it's, wait a minute, wait, I didn't mean that. I had a future. I had this, I had that. They only did that because they got caught. There was a consequence. But for the big dogs, the big consequences who just say this shit and you guys let them slide, there is no consequence on them. The consequence is on you. Notice how you're perpetually angry. You guys want to talk about how they're ruining video games. That's fucking stupid. You know what's ruining video games. It's capitalism. You know that. You know there is not a single minority in the goddamn planet that has more power than capitalism. You really think these companies are going to hire someone just because they're black? You really think that? You really think that black people and queer people are so unimaginably stupid, untalented, that they can only be useful when a government forces them to hire us? You're that fucking dumb where you think every single company out there is only hiring minorities so they can get tax breaks? There's a tax break for literally everything, and companies still don't do that. You guys are actively denying people's humanity for what? For what? Because some smelly, molding piece of shit told you to do so? Because someone on the internet under an anime PFP thinks they're so cool copying Nazi words? Some fucking Fox girl VTuber said they're doing a great placement theory, and you believe them? They're dumb fucks. They are fucking stupid. And they're making you dumber and worse people. For the love of God, educate yourselves. Learn some empathy. These people are objectively wrong. They're wrong. And you will see them gleefully watching people getting their asses kicked, like protesters. And Asmongold has said that he would fucking side against if they were blocking the road, because any small inconvenience to him is the worst thing ever. Oh, but in Gaza, people are having their fucking houses blown apart. Good. According to him, they have an inferior culture, so they deserve genocide. That's the person you're supporting. Like, I don't understand how people can just be like, yeah, that's cool and awesome. I love that so much. And you're making them more popular every single time you support them. Every single goddamn time. Look at the state of the world. Really look at it. Yeah, I know it's a gaming channel, but fuck it. Look at the state of the world. You can't even be excited for a video game because you have 100,000 people trying to go, wait a minute. It's woke because if I press a button too many times, I might kiss a guy. And that's bad because it's making me question my sexuality. This is where we are because we have let these roaches infest everything. Everything. There has not been a release that's come out where people can just play the game and be happy. It has to be used to break down like, well, this is why Western games are bad and they all need to lose their jobs. This is why journalism sucks and everyone should lose their jobs. I don't like this one journalist. I'm going to harass them for a year. I don't like this game company, so I'm going to try to send them debt to help so they go to business. Like, it's insanity. You have a bunch of miserable people who do not enjoy games, who do not enjoy people, who do not enjoy creativity, who are literally the anathema to art and joy, who think they are the arbiters of what is good and what is not good, when everything that's good to them is the same repetitive shit. You saw that fucking piece of shit loser Andy Pants keeps talking about, remember when games were cool in the 2000s when they were masculine and I wasn't 41 years old and wasting my life talking like this? That's all they do because they have nothing to give you guys. They have no solutions because they have no actual understanding of the actual issues. Their solutions are don't buy woke games. What's woke? A black person, a queer person, a woman working on the game? Remember they're mad about Space Marine 2 because a trans person wrote on it? They're mad if people they don't like even breathe on their properties. but they offer no solutions. And like always, whenever a game or a piece of media, which is undeniably woke by every standard they've ever mentioned, succeeds, it's crickets. And it's always crickets because it's just a grift, you guys. It's just a fucking grift. It's always been a grift. You have people who've never even spoken about these issues a year ago suddenly changing their whole content up. Now they're political experts. Now they're geopolitical masterminds. Now they understand the inner workings of the game industry. They know how unions work and all that shit. The reason why Polygon got bought out is because people stopped watching Polygon because they went too woke. Polygon was always woke. That was their whole thing that made them different, and people gravitated towards that because you got people and their opinions unfiltered. The reason why they got sold is because of fucking private like equity firms and union busting tactics that made it harder for people who work there. Which is why I talk about that shit. Every time I talk about a studio being closed and you losers go, well, dude, they went woke. That's stupid. That's so stupid. Think people just closed because they went woke? So Disney should be out of business. Marvel shouldn't exist anymore then, right? Because they're the woke as fuck. Yet they're still making money. They're still here. That's not how any of this works. These people don't know how anything works, but they know that you know less because they've conditioned you to know less, and you let them do this. Have some fucking pride, man. Jesus Christ, dude. You guys gotta be tired of this. What do they give you? You have to consistently be angry all the time to watch their stuff. Nothing they say is happy. Nothing's about a game they like or anything like that. Or any games, any media, nothing. It's just pure anger all the time. You need to be angry all day. You need to be angry all day. You can't enjoy anything. Like the fact that a 17-year-old killed themselves and it's just like used as like, well, shouldn't have been trans. Like, how fucking disgusting are you? Why do you want to be that disgusting? Why are these the people you idolize? Why are these the people you want to be with? They don't even show the most basic empathy. Why do you want to side with people like that? Oh, because they agree with you? You think they agree with you? You really think they agree with you? You think they give a shit about you? They have never once spoken in anything that was to help you. All they talk about are the enemies that are both weak, numerous, and strong at the same time. They have never once talked about something that would help you. They lie to you all the fucking time. All they do is lie consistently. That's the only thing you can rely on them to do is to lie to you. The second you do any actual research, all that shit falls apart. Why do you guys think I've been pushing the React stuff very heavily? Because I can debunk it point by point live for you. You should be doing that every time you see their video. You should be doing that every time you see them tweeting. They don't know what they're talking about. And you want to know how you should know they don't know? Because they're not invited to any of this shit and any of the important people, and they're still talking as if they have insider information. You remember when Smash JT said he had insider information. You remember when Indiamon said he had insider information, coincidentally after a story had already been broken by a reporter. Then suddenly his insider said all this shit. And then Shohei had an insider too. These people who never had insiders ever in their entire career, suddenly, a month before Assassin's Creed comes out, they all have insiders. These people all went to them and gave them exclusive information. Notice how they never followed up with anything after that? Their insider hasn't talked about anything happening at Ubisoft again or BioWare again. Because they're lying. They're lying to such a point where they can just fucking make shit up and you guys don't even examine it. You say, yeah, that sounds true. For the love of God, man. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing to fight this shit, but you guys got to be better, man. Like you got to be better. We cannot live in a world where a young person kills themselves and your response is cool. Your response is join their percentage. Like that's insane. That's just insane.